Welcome back to my channel. Today I have you in a suburb that is beautifully located at a very affordable price that a lot of people need to actually know about. If you want to get into a community that is well established, has lots of space from one neighbor to the other, that has affordability, meaning a large number of homes in this suburb are actually in the mid 500s. Of course, you can find them in the 6s and the 7s as well, which is beautiful. However, if you just want a medium market price in the mid 500s, then this will be the area for you. Today, I have you out in the suburb known as Cascade Park. And Cascade Park is a well-established community of about 4,462 homes. Home ages range between in the 1970s to around 2020. The last community was over in Bella Vista on the east side, which is called Cascade Park East. And then of course, we have Cascade Park West. But in Cascade Park is where you're gonna find beautiful different homes. I mean, homes that do not all look the same, and homes that have space between them, homes that have wide streets, and homes that have beautiful mature trees so that you don't feel like you are in a little cluster of, I don't know, row houses. So Cascade Park is definitely that for you, just so that you know the perimeter of Cascade Park. Cascade Park is beautifully centrally located, more towards the south side of Southwest Washington. It actually, the south side borders to Highway 14. The west side will be I-205. Over on the north side will be Mill Plain is where it cuts off, and then over on the east side will be 164th. So it sits right in the middle lower section of Southwest Washington, and this community will not disappoint. And so in this video, I'm going to show you some homes that are in streets just like this, because that's what Cascade Park is going to actually provide for you. But we're going to look at homes in the 500s, in the low 500s, mids, and in the higher upper 500s. And so today you're going to see exactly what Cascade Park has to offer for you. And we're going to get started right now. I hope you were listening really well on my introduction, because I decided to switch it up a little bit. So, because I can do that every now and then, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm not going to show you homes all in the 500s. I'm going to show you what in the 400s, 500s, and the 600s, because I do want you to see what you can get at each price point here in Cascade Park, as well as I'll be sure to let you know where it's located. Is it on the west side of Cascade Park or on the east side? Well, right now, I have us on the west side of Cascade Park, and they actually purchased this home and they're rehabbing it now, which that happens a lot here. Some of the homes in this community, like I said, because they're in the 1970s, some of them may need to be updated, but that's really good for investment purposes, because that allows you to be able to make it your own by doing your own updates, and the values go all the way up to 700 in Cascade Park. So it allows for a lot of room, especially if you can get in the 400s and the 500s, to be able to put the updates and finishes you want in your home and still not over improve for the community. And that's what a lot of people are doing, like this house back here. But as you can tell, there are lots of homes that have already been updated and that the prices are able to stay stable even though they've done the updates to them. And so some things to know about Cascade Park West side is that in Cascade Park West, there are around, I think 1,380 homes on the west side of Cascade Park. And again, because these homes are in the 1970s, you may need to do updates with them. But another nice thing is that a lot of these homes are, or some of them, not all of them, are what's called tri-level, which is exactly like what this home is right here. A tri-level may be that you go into the home and you have a lower section, and then you have still your primary living on the main, except for that laundry room. However, you can find ways to be able to modify. But like this home here, which is listed for $569,000, because I'm not going in order as far as price points today. I have us on the west side of Cascade Park. I will go in that order, but this one is $569,000, which is around $278 a square foot. It is a 3-bedroom on the main level and 1 additional room and a family room and a half bath on the lower level. And it offers 2,046 square feet. It is a 1977 built. And this home here would allow you possibly, you can see the interior of the photos, would maybe allow that separate entertainment area or space to do all kinds of different things too. But this home right here, this is the beginning, and it's in the mid 500s, offering, of course, 2,046 square feet, as well as some nice spaces between family members and those who visit by having that lower level down there. And so this is the first home here in Cascade Park West Side. And so let's go on to the next one and see what the next home in the next community has to offer, shall we? I'm sure you guys noticed that the streets looked a little bit different, meaning that the trees were not as big, the streets began to narrow a little bit, and that's because we are on the north side of McGillivray, still in Cascade Park, but on the north side. And so McGillivray goes, of course, east and west. Once it goes up above McGillivray, the homes are newer and the communities were built different. They cut down a few more trees to get a little bit more homes in, and so you have a different feel. Now it's still Cascade Park, but what's important to know specifically with this house is we are Cascade Park East. Now just so you know, as far as where are the borders between Cascade Park West and Cascade Park East? Well, Cascade Park East, which has, mind you, 3,082 homes in it total, actually begins on the west side of where Tolton Avenue is. Tolton Avenue is on the west side, and then it kind of kinks over to 136. So it goes Tolton Avenue, kinks over to 136 until it hits on the north tip, which is Mill Plain. And then of course it goes all the way east to 164th, and still of course going as far south as Highway 14. So here we are in Cascade Park East. Here we are going to be looking at the most affordable home today, which is in the 400s. And so that happens to be the home here. I'm going to switch around here. And of course, mind you, it's already pending because things in the 400s are hard to find in Cascade Park in general. So what does this gem have to offer? Well, it actually gives you 1,448 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, again listed at $415,000, built in 1993, which of course at $415,000 you're about $287 a square foot. And now I also want to be sure to mention that the community that I'm in is called Cascade Meadows here in Cascade Park East. And so in Cascade Meadows, you're going to have a little bit different homes. You're going to see a lot more single level homes. Obviously they're different in that they are newer homes versus where I just left you. Now also, just so you know, Cascade Park as a whole, east or west, is in what's called the Evergreen School District. And so it is in the Evergreen School District. You'll want to be sure to go down to my description below and look up the Evergreen School District so that you can kind of see how this school district grades here in Southwest Washington, because you'll want to know that if you're bringing children that you're going to be relocating into the area. That will be important to know. But this is the most affordable home that we're seeing at $415,000. And so let's go over and see what the most expensive home is for today's video and exactly what that will look like, and of course, wonder how much it's going to be. Let's go take a look. Look at where we ended now. Here we are, we're at our last home, and what a beautiful landscape to look at for the end of this beautiful Monday afternoon. And so I have us in a community called Bella Vista Woods. And if you noticed, we're back with some larger trees and wider streets, and it's because we are just on that south side of McGilvery going back towards the Columbia River. So that's where you'll get more of the wider roads. The ages of the home are a little bit older, not too bad though, because the home that we're looking at right here, this one right here is a 1988 built. It offers 2375 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and it's listed at $669,900, which is around $282 a square foot. Now, some things to know about about Cascade Park in general as I end off this video here. Just so that you know, Cascade Park, believe it or not, some stats tell me that they're actually equal as far as all things political when it comes to Democratic or Republican. There's not more on one side or the other in Cascade Park, as well as they're indicating that a large number of married families that live here in Cascade Park live here without kids, meaning that a lot of them have grown and moved out of the home. That's just a percentage, meaning there's a larger number. And so anyway, those are just some things to know about Cascade Park. Again, great location. You can find a price point anywhere between 4, 5s and 600s, getting closer to the 7s in certain areas, of course, larger the square footage. But Cascade Park is an ideal location if you're looking to actually be central and more towards that, you know, south side, getting closer to the Portland International Airport, or of course closer to the downtown Vancouver waterfront, or going into Portland, Oregon. So here we are. It's end of our day here in Cascade Park and east and west, and thank you so much for watching my video. I'm sorry that it seems to be later in the day, but sometimes, you know, between my listings and my clients, it's hard to get these videos in. So thank you for watching it faithfully every week. Certainly put comments down below. Would love to hear what you have to say. I hope that if you have any questions regarding Cascade Park, reach out. I'll be happy to answer those for you. And of course, I hope to meet you one day. If you're looking to purchase a home and relocating into the area, I would love to work with you. If you'd love to actually sell and move to that simultaneous move, would love to be able to help you with that. That's actually one of my specialties. So without further ado, I hope you have a very good evening, and I hope you have a great home buying and selling day.